Today we will discuss about programming language translator. Is programming language translator? Programming language translator is it takes program written in source code and converts into a machine code. And it discovers and identifies the error during translation. So we have here purpose of translator. Purpose of translator, it translates a high-level language program into a machine language program that the central processing unit, or we shall we call CPU, can understand. Will also detect errors in the program. So, as I mentioned earlier of high-level language program or an assembly language program into a machine language program. In high-level language, we have three types of translators, which is here. With high, we have high-level language, or shall we call the different types of translators. First, we have assemblers. Well, assemblers is a program translate an assembler language into a particular machine languages, or it is like a compiler or the assembler language that interacting like an interpreter. Second, we have here compilers. A compilers is used to convert high-level programming language. It is also the computer takes to do it works as it translates a high-level code to low-level code all at once and then saves it to memory. Last but not the least, we have interpreters. Interpreters programs are generally slower than compiled programs here because compiled programs can be optimized to get faster execution. And guys, please take note that some high-level languages are compiled while others interpreted. And there are also languages like Java, which first compiled in the interpreter. So here we have examples of translators. Here are some example translator types. First, in compiler, as I mean. First, we have examples of Microsoft Visual Studio, GNU Compiler Collection, or shall we say GCC, Common Business Oriented Language, or in shortcut, we say COBOL, or COBOL. In interpreter, we have OCOM, List Processing Python, or in shortcut, LSP. And the third is assembler. We have example of translators is Fortran Assembly Program, or FAP, Macro Assembly Program, or MAP, or shall we say MAP, and Symbolic Optimal Assembly Program, or SOAP, or SOAP. We have some examples of translator. Also, we have advantages and disadvantages of translator, or shall not, or shall. Here are some advantages for the computer. First, the whole program is invalidated to there or no system errors. The executive file is enhanced by the computer, or is it runs faster. User then have to run the program or the same machine it was created. So we have also disadvantages for computer. Here is it's slow to execute as you have to finish the whole program. Hardware specific, it works or in specific machine, language, and architecture. And the last is it's not easy to debug or errors are shown at the end of the execution. Second, we have advantages and disadvantages for interpreter. For advantages in interpreter is you discover errors before you complete the program, so you learn to from your mistake. And program can be run before it is completed, so you get partial results immediately. Can work on a small parts of the program and link them later into a whole program. For the disadvantages is there's possibility, guys, there's possibility of syntax errors on unverified scripts. Program is not enhanced and may encounter data errors. It may slow. It may be slow because of the interpretation in every execution. The disadvantages of assembler. We have the symbolic grammar makes it easier to understand those time-saving of grammar. This is easier to fix errors in after program and instructions. Efficiently in executed just like machine level language. We have some disadvantages. It is machine dependent, cannot be used in other architecture. A small change in design and invalidate the whole program. Advantages of assembler. The symbolic program is easier to understand those time saving for the program. It is easier to fix errors in after program instructions. Efficiency in execution, just like machine level language. So we have here under disadvantages. Because machine depend cannot be used in other architecture. A small in design and invalidate the whole program. It is difficult to maintain. Okay, guys. So as I add this, we have here a basic machine. We have here the basic machine. Basic, the basic machine. As I say, basic language, I mean. Some languages allow programs to forget about the computer completely. The language can express computing problems with a few words of English, plus formulas, familiar from high school algebra. Okay, guys. As we know this is familiar from example problem. Compute 4 plus 5. The example in basic, we have an example in basic. Here first, let x equals 4. Let y equals 5. Let z is equals x plus y. And print x plus y is equals to 2. And the end. Output. So we have here the object-oriented paradigm. So guys, we have here the object-oriented paradigm that it deals with active objects instead of passive objects. An object-oriented paradigm, a file in an object-oriented can be pathed with all procedures called methods in the object-oriented to be performed by the file painting, copying, deleting, and so on. So here, some object-oriented languages. We have here C++ and Java. And so, as I add on, as I say, program language is a central feature of the state in the instruction pointer, which points in the next machine instruction to be executed. we have evolution. Evolution to write a program for a computer. We must use computer, guys. Language. A computer language is a set of predefined, predefined words that are combined into a program according to predefined rules, or shall we say syntax. Over years, computer languages have evolved from machine language or high level languages. As I mentioned, machine languages in the earliest days of computers, the day the only programming languages available were machine languages. Each computer had its own machine languages, which was made string of 0s and 1s. So here are some examples. Example of machine language. A machine language, for understanding how computers will work, we need familiarity with the computer's own language, are called machine language. It's low-level language or very detailed. It is specific to a machine's architecture. It is language spoken using voltage. Humans present it is with zeros and ones, which is here are examples of machine languages. Look at here, guys. So you can see or not. We have here 1010001 and so on and so forth. And assembly languages. The next evolution is programming came with the idea of replacing binary code of instruction and addresses with symbols and mnemonics because they use symbols. This language were first known as a symbolic languages. The set of mnemonic languages were last referred to as assembly languages. Hence, we have assembly language. There are three idea, which is a mnemonic of codes that we use abbreviation of English language, words that denote operations. Such as we have symbolic addresses. We invent meaningful names for memory storage logins we need. These symbol addresses make machine language understandable to humans if know their machine's design. And let's see our example program written using actual assembly language for Intel's Pentium. So, as I mentioned earlier, we have here a high level languages, a through assembly languages really improve programming efficiency. As I add my topic, I have here translation. Translation programs today are normally written in one of the high level language. To run the program on a computer, the program needs to be translated into machine language of computer which will run. So we have translation process, which is have here a so as it say we have translation process. A compilation interpretation refers in the first translation the whole source code before executing, and while the second translates execution the source code line in time. Which is first have here translation Lexical analysis. Lexical analysis is the process of converting a sequence of characters into a sequence of tokens, meaningful interacting strings. Second, we have syntax. A, com- a computer language is the set of rules that defines the combinations of symbols that are considered to be correctly structured, document, or fragment in that language. This is the end of our report.